I love combat, so naturally I love action RPGs and even MMORPG titles. Today I want to bring you a list of 15 of these genres that are on mobile, many of which also have clients that play on PC as well. So let's dive into my list of my top 15 mobile MMORPGs and action RPGs that are really the best in the market. To start off today's list, I have for you Undecember. This is a mobile title that's also available to play on Steam, and this is an action RPG different than many others because inside of Undecember you are going to have a classless system. What this means is you do not need to choose your class when you start playing the game, but instead you'll build out your class through a unique rune system similar to something that you would be familiar with from Path of Exile. This means you could have a barbarian with casting skills of a wizard, and maybe you could even have a crusader with summoning skills of a necromancer. It allows you to really be creative on how you put your build together inside of the game. With this being said, there's so much to do inside of Undecember. There are constant updates bringing new content, tons of big battles, massive bosses, both PvE and PvP gameplay. This is by far one of the most in-depth and best action RPGs out right now that are available on mobile. Next up, we have Diablo Immortal, and Diablo Immortal is my #1 choice for action RPGs on mobile. Also, again, with a PC client. Diablo Immortal actually has a massive update, its biggest ever, dropping in just one day on the 14th of December. They're bringing pets to the game, and the pets are going to have a lot of abilities, talents, and skills that are going to change how the game is played. So if you've never played Diablo Immortal, there's no better time to play the game than right now. It's going to be massive. It also has a PvP and PvE element to the game. I personally love doing the PvE open world type combat, upgrading my character. This game has thousands of hours worth of entertainment for you that you could do absolutely for free. Of course, you could pay if you want to be the best in PvP, but for me, I love enjoying the game for what it offers. Next up, we have Dungeon Hunter 6, which is probably the newest action RPG on today's list. This one is continuing the series that you have all known and loved for years. The Dungeon Hunter series has been beloved by many. The battles here are intense. You take down big bosses to basically tame them and then be able to take them into battle with you when you're fighting other big bosses. In addition to this, we have a massive open world that feels very MMO-esque. So if you're looking to play with friends or just be with a lot of other people inside of the game, this one has those elements as well. As I mentioned, this one's only been out for approximately 2 months and is really a great time to dive in, take advantage of all the opportunity, and I may actually have a code for you to get $50 worth of goodies inside of this game. You could check down in the description to see if it's actually available. Next up, we have Bladebound, which is actually one of the smaller titles on the list here today. Not every game has to be something that's groundbreaking or taking over the world. This one, though, does give you the action RPG elements that you're looking for, and it does it in a little bit more of a simplistic way. Really good title, though. I don't say it would compare to something like Undecember or Diablo Immortal, though. And then we have Eternium. This is probably the most classic action RPG on mobile, and it actually does have a PC client as well. This game is absolutely incredible. It really is one of the best ones out there, even though it's been around for approximately 10 years. You have multiple different classes that you could choose from, and you're going to take that hero into combat, upgrading their gear, upgrading their skills, and making them more beastly as time goes on. One of the best things about this game is that it is really a free-to-play experience where you don't need to spend any money inside of the game to enjoy it. In addition to that, it has a really unique attack mechanism where you are going to be able to draw on the screen different letters, numbers, and symbols that will all mean different types of attacks. No other game does this. It's actually quite fun and really cool, differentiating itself from any other out on the market. Don't hesitate to play this one because it's 10 years old. It's been kept up with, and it's really good. And then we have Anima, which is not as old as Eternium, but it definitely does have that retro action RPG feel. It literally feels like you're playing Diablo 2 when you play this game. Another action RPG game that is incredibly free-to-play friendly. You don't need money to enjoy this game. Of course, you can spend inside of it if you want. It really gives you the feeling that you're playing an action RPG from 15 to 20 years ago, and it's done extremely well, and it feels really great on mobile. It's not the feeling like something was ported over or something old was just thrown onto a phone. This one here is quite good and loved by many people who love retro action RPGs. And if you're a fan of Diablo Immortal, I actually have a second YouTube channel called Echo Gaming Diablo, where I have been covering this game before it even came out. I've been making videos for 3 years on Diablo Immortal. I absolutely love it, and I would love it if you guys joined me if that game fits your fancy. And then there's Power Lust, because I wanted to bring another one onto the list here today that was just a bit of a smaller title. With that being said, this one has some serious downloads and has been around for a while as well. It's a bit of a top-down look with a slow-mo feature that we haven't seen in any of the other titles. This one definitely does utilize the slow motion as a little selling point for the game. It's definitely not as good as some of the others mentioned, but it's something fun to mess around with if you're looking for something new. I've played Torchlight since back in the day on my Xbox 360, and I've always loved the game. I think it was done well. Well, now Torchlight Infinite is done extremely well, and done well for mobile. Again, this one also has a PC client on Steam. If you're looking for an action RPG that's a little bit more cartoony, that allows you to run around with pets, have massive upgrade progression, really fast battles, and really is just a lot of fun, this could be another great option for you to play. Honestly, out of all the games on today's list, this is definitely in my top 5. It's quite good, quite fun, the graphics are on point, and it really is just a really nice mobile rendition of an action RPG. Next, we have Snowbreak Containment Zone, because inside of this game, there is some actually really good weapon mechanics. The melee and the shooting system combination is quite fun. It's not often that we see weapons used that are like automatic rifles and things like that in an action RPG. But in this title, it is done that way, and it actually makes the combat really fun. And then there's Punishing Gray Raven, because maybe you want to take your action RPG / MMO experience into the future and into an anime world. We're going to start transitioning over here a little bit, guys, to MMO style action RPG games, this being one of them. The fast combat here is intense, and the futuristic feel that the game has is quite nice as well if you're looking for something that's not just riding in hell like many of the others that we've seen here today. And one of the most massive online MMO games is Albion Online. Again, with a PC client, this title has one server. It's been around for years, and if you decide to play this game, you are playing with thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people on the same server, some who are very veteran. Inside of the game, you're going to need to craft, farm, survive, and work together to hold down your reign of your territory. Aether Gazer is pretty sweet. Let's be honest, we're back here in an anime-style MMORPG game that's straight up hack and slash. It's brutal. The graphics are absolutely incredible. The combat is smooth and it's super fun. And it's, one of the most newest renditions to an anime-style action RPG game. You can't go wrong playing this one, except for if you don't like anime, or if you don't like really fast combat. Because if those are two things that you're into, you're absolutely going to love this game, as do I. Introducing Black Desert Mobile, a game that I actually played quite a bit of when I was waiting for Diablo Immortal to launch. This is another MMO style game where you are living inside of a big world that has a lot of action RPG style combat mechanics within the game. It's very good, it's very fun, and you could play it on PC as well. If you're looking for something that can really take over your life, like a couple of other games that we've mentioned already so far in this video, this is another one that can be very time consuming but also very fun. At least that's when it's anticipated, and it's going to take the action RPG space by storm. This is a big IP. This is a big name that many people have been playing for years on their consoles that's now going to be available on mobile. It's an action RPG with a lot of popularity, and I can't wait to play it and see how well it actually translates over to mobile devices and how big the community is. This is a game I will be featuring on my Echo Gaming Diablo channel when it launches. So make sure you go over there and subscribe if you want to see in-depth gameplay of this one. Now, I may have missed a game or two, and if I did, let me know in the comment section below, what do you think is the best action RPG or MMORPG game right now available on mobile?